Let's look at the role of exercise as a person living with HIV. A lot of people believe you've got to go run the Comrades Marathon or go work out in the gym for 6, 7 hours a day and all the rest of it. And the truth of the matter is there's no evidence to support that. In fact, the evidence supports the more you put into exercise, in other words, extensive exercise, bodybuilding, running marathons, those kinds of things, those people actually have weaker immune systems. That's why so many of our professional sports players are sick all the time, because they exercise, 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 and too much exercise is actually detrimental to your health, not good for your health. So when I talk about exercise, I'm talking about 20 minutes of doing something over and above your normal routine. So let's assume that you live in an area where you've got to walk 20 minutes to go catch your taxi or catch your bus to go to work. All right, your body gets used to that type of exercise. So don't look at that as being exercise, unless when you get off of the taxi and you're walking back to your home, you really put a lot of energy into it. And you really, when you walk, not this soft shoe shuffle that everybody does. All right. When I talk about exercise, it's a simple way of knowing that you've exercised enough is, have you broken out in sweat on your top lip and on your forehead? If you have, you've exercised enough, stop already. All right, one of my favorite routines is, and get a visual on this one, is putting on my favorite music and dancing around the living room for about 15-20 minutes. What does that do? Well, number one, what it does do is it elevates the core temperature inside your body. There are two things that all viruses love. Number one, they love an acid system. Number two, they love a cold body. So the colder your body is, you're going to find the more active your viruses and your bacteria are going to become. The more acid your system is, and we'll talk about acidity in your system and what causes that in another part of the video, but right now, let's look at the core body temperature. Increasing the core body temperature by about half a degree. Now, when I'm talking about your core body temperature, your normal temperature, normal range is about 36.5 to 37. If you can get that elevated by 0.5 of a degree, it's going to create a warm feeling inside your body. It's going to make you feel good. It's also going to make the environment in which HIV is trying to replicate more hostile or more unfriendly. All right? And what we don't want to do is make HIV comfortable in our bodies. We want to push it and challenge it and say to it, you know what, I'm going to do my part in order to ensure that you can't do your job properly. All right? Not necessarily good in terms of diplomacy and democracy and all the rest of it, but the truth of the matter is we're not here to please HIV. What we are trying to do is trying to create an environment in your body where HIV finds it really, really difficult not just to exist, but to replicate. So once again, looking at exercise, anything that causes a bead of sweat to form on your forehead, on your upper lip, or on your forehead, that is going to be enough. When the sweat starts to break out, you've exercised enough, now stop. All right, you don't need to spend hours and hours exercising in the gym. It's only going to be detrimental to your health. So pay attention to what your body needs. Elevate your core body temperature by exercising. Do you need to do it every single day? Well, if you can, that's great. If you can't, then 2, 3, 4 times a week. It doesn't need to be something you need to commit to on a religious basis. It just needs to be something that you need to do. The other side of the exercise is when you're exercising, you're stretching your muscles. As you're stretching your muscles, what you're doing is you're pumping all the lymph glands in your body, and you're getting all those healthy cells that are just simply waiting idly by for instructions. You're forcing them into the bloodstream, which makes them become more active and start to do their job. Before any of the other cells call for their support, they're already in the bloodstream. Now you've got lymph glands throughout your entire body, literally thousands of them. So any form of exercise. So if a person is bedridden, for example, and you're doing home-based care with them, a simple movement like taking their arm and moving it 10, 15 times like this is going to stimulate the lymph glands that are situated in this part of your body, also in the underarm area. The same thing is true with legs. So even a person who is confined to bed, you can still stimulate the lymphatic drainage system by moving their body parts very, very slowly, but getting them to pump those lymph glands and getting all those healthy cells into the bloodstream so they can go to work and do their job properly. So there are two benefits to exercise. Number one, increasing your core body temperature. Number two, draining the lymphatic system. And probably the most important thing of all is you feel that you're doing something that makes you feel good. It is empowering you. It's giving you a sense of being powerful against the virus versus being powerless against the virus. So exercise plays a key role. And once again, as I said, it doesn't have to be hectic. It just needs to be enough to form a little bit of sweat on the upper lip and on the forehead. Then you've exercised enough.